Excuse me. Good night, good morning, wherever part of your world you're from. It is 12:20 a.m. and I want to get this done because I don't want to worry about it the rest of the week. So, Islam in Africa. So we're talking about this week. Just 3 points. I don't want to spend too long going in depth, as it's important to learn, but as a global standpoint, nothing's in. Part of this is my reaction, and my reaction is, we'll go to this later. Nothing has changed drastically in these parts of the world. It could be for good and it could be for worse. But part of my reaction is, these are just people living life. These are just people who are African in culture and Islamic in religion, and they've melded it together where they're happy. So that's really my reaction. You see the people in Tunisia throwing falcons out and raising horses and enjoying life in the name of Allah and in their culture, and that's okay. As just myself, I see myself as a Christian, and I'm Italian. I don't wear a cross, I wear a cornicchia, and that's part of my culture. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter as much because it's not a cross. And so it's like, it's the same thing of, I'm just happy I'm doing my own thing. And that's my reaction to what these people are doing. They're happy, they're doing their own thing. And that goes into the first question, the summary of what I saw. In the first part, I really just saw people celebrating their religion and their culture. And that's awesome. When any of you sat down about the 15-minute mark, I forget the gentleman's name, you talk about how when they get together to worship Allah, they get together, they bang a drum. But the drum is African, and the dances are African, but the words are Islamic. And I think that's a really big thing, because when it comes to other religions in the world, it's such a big, who cares? Who cares if this man is Polish and Jewish? He can eat the Polish food and read his Torah on, I believe, Saturdays or their Sabbath. So, who cares? Granted, if he wants to be more Jewish and not eat certain things, that's wonderful. But at the same time, let him live his life. I apologize. I'm getting over a sinus infection, so please forgive me. Again, this is going to be kind of a quick video, no longer than really 5-6 minutes. So, sorry what you saw. I saw people worshiping their God and enjoying their culture. And that's how, frankly, I'm going to put it, is these are people who are enjoying life because they see it as what it is. And we need more of that. We're so busy in the hustle and bustle in America, running around, paying our taxes, getting a credit card at a young age, going to college. Again, I'm up. It's the next day. It's been up 16 hours. I've been awake, going to school, going to work, coming home from work, doing homework. And for what, in 6 years, I'll get a piece of paper with my name on it that says I can do something? Granted, breaking it down like that arbitrarily, I'm putting in hours of work and I'm learning so much, which is a crazy thing that people don't ever want to talk about. They just want to talk about how it sucks and staying up late. My last question, the impact of Islam in Africa. And I really want to relay this as more of an anecdotal thing, more of from the video. So, I myself am a server. I've waited tables at a lot of different restaurants. I had 2 Arab men. One was from Saudi Arabia, and one was from the city of Tehran. And these 2 men asked for me as a server because they saw me with my beard and my long hair, and they first thought I was from Pakistan. They said, your hair is a really natural length, and a length color. Your beard is a proper color. Are you Arab? And I said, no. They were like, oh, well, where's your family from? And I said, my family originates from Italy. And one of the guys goes, yes, you're Mediterranean. And the other guy went, oh, if it wasn't that, I was going to say Greek, which is also a very close answer. So the impact, so we're still going with this gentleman. They asked me if I ever wanted to go to the Middle East or any Arab country, and I said Egypt, and they said they've been to Cairo and they loved it. Now, Egypt never sticks out to me as, this is an Arab country. That's always been an African country, though Islam has been the most prominent religion there after it was taken over by Islam. It's been that way since 800 AD. Excuse me, 800 BC. As Islam has been a thing for forever. I recently took a class with a very wonderful professor, Anna Matahi, who was from the city of Tehran, and she had actually lived through that war, which is, one, a terrible thing, but I was able to learn so much about that, and I really want to point to a movie called Persepolis, which is the name of the city that was attacked at that time, which is the story of a girl. Her family is mainly communist, except for her mother, and her father and uncle and grandfather are taken away as political prisoners, and they're executed at some point, which is terrible. But it's a point where we see Islam come in, and they're always labeled as the bad guys in our modern culture. And yes, in America, us as a Western Anglo-Saxon country, we see them as the enemy. Though in Africa, it's such a thing where they can worship Allah and be Egyptian or Libyan or Moroccan and be these people, be two people at once. Impact of Islam on Africa. I just had something and I lost my train of thought. But, the language. There's so many languages inside of Africa itself, yet in this video, in this documentary, I should say, from BBC News, speaking Arabic was the most prominent language, which is amazing to me. Such a big language, besides Swahili or even Egyptian, or even English in the southern parts, is such a crazy thing to me to think this religion has impacted this continent so much that it's the most prominent language and religion in this continent. Not even to include parts of Asia and the Middle East and parts of Europe as well. I don't have much more to add. That was the summary of what I saw. This is my reaction. My reaction is people are just living their lives and doing what they believe, which is awesome, and they should be able to keep doing that. Though in more modern times, I feel Muslims be given a bad rap, but we will be going back and forth between this for forever. We will be labeling them as this due to just our past with them, which is also not a problem, but it is a problem if we want to build relation with them, but that's not going to go up anytime soon with what's been going on in the Middle East. So, until next time, Professor.